Greetings, fellow teachers. Teacher Micah here, and I thought I'd get on here and talk about the elephant in the room, and that, of course, are these new MOE regulations coming down the pipe that look to threaten all of our jobs. And so that's what I'm going to talk about. Now, I don't really have any special insight anymore, or I don't have the same connections I used to have. I've kind of, in a way, I've definitely taken a step back from that. So anything I say is just kind of common knowledge or stuff that you could find on your own out there on the Hutong or on your own WeChat. Reddit's a good place to look. Facebook. Lots of information out there, and so I don't have any special knowledge. All I have is an opinion, and these are kind of my opinions. And first of all, I guess to get right to the point, what I would do if I were you and you need this income, and this is going to dramatically impact your life by losing this income, I would start finding another revenue stream, another job, something not in the ESL business, probably doing something else. It would be my suggestion to you. I think that's pretty much going to not be the way to go for a few reasons. I think that, well, let me just get to it. I think that VIP kid teachers tend to have a bit of a silver lining type mentality, wishful thinking, if you will, and some of the things I'm hearing people out there say, don't panic, of course. Well, you shouldn't panic. I mean, aren't we panicked enough as it is? But anyway, the wait and see, the hope for the best, we'll just have to wait and see. I think that's the worst advice. I think that is terrible advice. I think, no, don't do that. You're going to get left behind if you do that, okay? That's not a good idea. There's a lot of uncertainty, but let me tell you something that is not uncertain. A lot of people in the industry seem to think that this is going to have very serious ramifications. There's letters coming out from different companies that are saying different things. VIP Kid is usually the last to really, shoot it straight with his teachers, and I don't mean to say that they lie, but what I would say is that they suppress information. They kind of play the semantics game a bit. We're usually the last to know. I could tell you that 5-1 Talk, they've already, I believe, told their teachers that, hey, we're not going to be using you after a certain date, and that's going to be pretty soon. I would make arrangements to have another job or something lined up as soon as September 1st, maybe as late as December. We don't really know. And I remember, 2 years ago, and I was, then I was like one of the first people in July to start really warning people about the MOE changes as far as the hours go, and how that was going to really majorly impact teachers. And I caught a lot of flack from that, from some of the same people that are saying it's not a big deal, don't do anything, don't panic. And and sure enough, it came around and people were like, that was a big deal. It was a big deal. It really impacted pay. It, forced teachers to wake up even earlier to make up for that. I don't want to revisit that and, tell you I told you so, but, I'm just saying that some of the teachers that really kind of lead the conversations in these groups, they have a really strong history of being wrong if you really focus on what they're saying. Some of the same teachers told me were saying that I was wrong about the feedback not being available, that was a big. They really have a strong track record of I don't think they do it on purpose. I think they just sort of have a like a positivity mindset, and they think that if you just stay positive, good things will happen. Yes and no. It appears anyway, from the information that I've seen, it appears that these changes are going to have a dramatic effect on the industry, that it's going to probably cost a few people their jobs. Now, what I'm actually witnessing at VIP Kid is kind of like business as usual. In fact, bookings are really good for me right now. I got trials coming up, not as many as I probably used to, but I do have trials booked, so they're still booking trials. But there definitely is a perception, and I can tell you this much, in China among the parents, the customers, that we're not going to be able to teach their kids anymore. So it's going to be kind of hard to sell these units to children, to parents, if they don't think, if at least they have the perception that, we might not be in it anymore. Now, it could be there's a rush to buy. I think a lot of the thinking is that they'll be able to use whatever packages they still have, and you'll be able to teach, the people that still have units left, that they won't just say, hey, sorry, you're out of luck. That's only going to last so long. Now, could they find some loophole in that? I mean, I don't really know, but, some people are saying because we're, independent contractors, we're not really hired. You're playing the word game, and that works here in the United States, but I don't know if that's going to work over there. I mean, who do you think they're talking about if they're not talking about us? Is there another really large group of teachers that are on a payroll for a company? I don't think there is, and maybe I'm wrong, but I think they're pretty much targeting us, that they're talking about us. If I'm wrong, let me know. If there's another company out there that has hired this many teachers or even close to this, and that's who they're really after, and then, no, I mean, come on, guys. That doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. And, I think the other thing I'm hearing people saying is, well, what about this market? What about that market? What about... Listen, guys, China is where all the money is. There's not going to be another market that's going to replace the Chinese market, that's going to do what the Chinese market, that's going to support the volume of teachers that the Chinese market is able to support. Outschool's not going to do it. None of these other markets are going to be able to perform like that. You're just not going to have it. And I could tell you a little bit from experience as I'm watching, homegrown American companies that were once, called Las Vegas home, are literally just leaving everything behind so that they can go to China and say that we are solely a Chinese company. That way, whatever regulations come down, they're not going to get kicked out of the country as being, a foreign entity or whatever. They know we're solely a Chinese company. So yeah, I mean, that's where the money is. That's where the real money is. So it's going to hurt a lot of people, I'm sure. I don't have a doubt for that. But yeah, just sit and wait and see and hope for the best. That's terrible advice. People that are giving that advice are giving you horrible advice. You need to probably start making other plans to find new revenue streams, probably in something besides ESL. You could be teaching somewhere. Maybe a brick and mortar situation is good for you, and just something to think about is that America needs a lot of teachers right now, and the kids need a lot of teachers, and maybe think about doing something for the greater good, for those of you that can. Some people are in a situation where they really need to be able to work at home, and that's why they're doing VIP Kid in the first place. So let me get a drink of water. Yeah, I'm going to stick around until the wheels roll off, and I always said that. And, now it doesn't cost me anything to keep my contract. They're still writing people new contracts as of today. So, I mean, there's no reason to, you're not going to quit your job, with VI, keep, doing what you're doing, but maybe apply to other jobs. It's a job seeker's market right now. You can get out and so many of you are so amazing, and you're capable of doing more than just VIP Kid. This isn't the only thing that most of you could do. It was never sustainable for a long term anyway. That's the truth. It never was. If you had kept doing this on and on, it would eventually, it's going to have, and this is one of the things I never really talked about. It would have probably a dramatic impact on a lot of your health. It has. It's not the type of job waking up at 2 a.m. every morning and teaching a bunch of kids over the screen that you want to do for 10 plus years. It's not that type of thing. It's something maybe to do in a short term. So, this might be a blessing for some of you, honestly, but don't be complacent. Don't wait forever to get out there and do something. You're not all going to be able to switch over to Cambly or Outschool. That would be a whole lot of people if everybody did that. And I don't know how successful that would be. I'm not going to be a naysayer or be negative, but a lot of the people telling you, yeah, go apply at Outschool, what comes right behind that is their referral link and da-da-da-da-da. So, I'm just saying, that might not be the best advice. I don't do that, but, And I don't have anything against people who do that, and a lot of people have made good money with things like OutSchool and some of these other platforms like that. And I know Tim, the online teacher guy, he's got some good advice on different places you're going to go, but there's not going to be another market that's going to support all of us like that. And if everybody's making these sort of lateral moves like that, going to the same places, I think you'll quickly saturate any of those types of of companies. Really, I don't know exactly what is happening here. I can tell you that it definitely, it appears not good. I would be ready probably, within the next month to do something else. You might have until the end of the year before, things start to get, crazy or whatever. I just don't know. VIP Kid usually tells us last. We are usually the last ones to know. That has always been the history of the way VIP Kid has operated. Other companies have already released their own statements about different things. Like I say, 5-1 Talk, I believe, has already said that they're not going to be using foreign teachers. So, that looks to me to be where things are probably headed. That's what I'm preparing for. If that's true, salute. It's been a great run. It really has. I don't know exactly why they're doing that. Probably for a few reasons. Some people have said because they don't want foreign teachers influencing their children. I don't know. But maybe they want to keep money in China. They don't want money leaving China during this this pandemic. And I could kind of understand that. I kind of wish our country would maybe take it, care more about the people in this country instead of, but that's, probably getting too political at that point. But the whole world should take care of each other. But I mean, that it is what it is. I don't think there's going to be, some loophole that's going to come down that's going to exempt us. A lot of the children, a lot of the parents, they believe that we are on the list or whatever, the chopping block, that these classes will no longer be available to them in China in the current format anyway. Maybe something else will happen, I don't know, but don't be complacent. Don't say, well, I'm just going to wait and see, unless you can afford to do that, because you're going to wake up one day and who knows what's going to happen. What are some different signs that we're going to see if this place starts going under? Probably people not getting paid and things, would be my guess, I don't know. Again, the bookings seem to be really, really strong, but a lot of that could be because, places are locked down, and maybe a lot of these parents are like, I want to use up all my units before they shut everything down, so they're just getting as many in as they can now before everything, tanks, so to speak. So I mean, yeah, it's not a good scene. I don't really have anything positive to say about it. That's not who I am. I think, what I am positive about it is that, most of you could get out and do a lot of other things. You could be awesome at whatever it is that you would like to do. So keep that in mind. This is not the only thing that you could do. This job doesn't define you. You could do a whole lot more. Remote teaching should be blowing up. People need tutors all over the country, homeschool. There's lots of different, things, if that's really what you want to do, that you could do. You could be doing, who knows what. But, just keep an open mind, stay flexible, stay on your feet. Don't be surprised when the lights go out, so to speak. Again, I plan on having fun, sticking around till the end, but I'm also I also have my hands in other areas, so to speak. So, that's the whole thing, and, it's been a real fun ride with all you guys, but, I think, yeah. I mean, I think this might be the end of the line type situation, or at least I'm preparing for that. I've been preparing for a long time for that, to be honest. I've thought that things have kind of been downhill since probably, January of 2020, just before the pandemic, ironically. But, that's just me, but it's been real, it's been fun, and I'll keep making videos on this channel. I'll do some, probably look back at VIP Kid once things have gotten past that point. I'm going to rebrand everything, of course, and to be honest, my other videos, I can make a really horrible video about nothing, and it gets way more views than these VIP Kid ones do anyway, to be quite perfectly honest. So hadn't really been a big thing for me. I've made a lot of good friends here, had really good times, wonderful people in China, so I'm happy. If it were to end tomorrow, that's fine by me. It's been a good run. It's been a lot of fun. Never meant to do it for the rest of my life. Just it was really good to be here, and it's been an honor to be considered a peer to all of you. So that's it, guys. Anyway. This isn't so long. This is hello until we meet again. And, I do hope that VIP Kid somehow is able to stay going, to stay afloat, that we're able to keep doing what we do, and that is possible. It's not an impossibility that something won't happen, that will enable us to keep teaching, that will, keep us on. I don't know, but I wouldn't bet on that. I would not bet on that. I would prepare for the worst. I would prepare for the worst and plan for that, and not just sit there and say, well, I don't know what's happening, so I'm not going to do anything. You make it happen. Whatever you want to happen, you go out and you make that happen. Don't just wait for things to happen to you. You make things happen for you. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. We'll see you in the future.